Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brother Phil, Brotha Amir, February the 12th, 2025. Wake up, everybody. Brother Phil, since the beginning of the year, let's think about it, man. We literally in the middle of February this quick. And your new administration, have adapted a lot of different programs and policies that they want to do away with, thinking that it's only going to affect us.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in this country that can just affect us by ourselves. All these programs that are supposed to be set up where minorities take advantage of. And I'll just mention one, DEI. You can go on their website, because I went on their website. If you go on their website, the number one person that takes advantage of DEI are Caucasian women. Black women, minorities of color, were number 7 on the list. They're not list, it was LGBT, whatever they call them. White men, Indians, East Indians, everybody was in front of us,
Yeah.
thinking that it's going to only harm us. For me, what I think, I'm seeing a lot of different things. I just seen yesterday, brother, that Target share is down 22% since the beginning of the year. 22%.
Right.
So we talking about not millions, big millions,
Right.
millions and millions of dollars, right? When your profit shares are down. So I would say this, we talk about it on here. We talk about it when we're amongst others. Is that what I see? It's going to force us to turn in and start looking within, because like Isaac Hayes Jr. said, he said, we start all the trends, right?
Yeah.
We start everything.
Yeah.
And then what they do is they capitalize on it,
Yeah.
right? Because they got the resources. They have the opportunity to put it out where they want, how they want it. They can tweak it how they want it.
Yeah.
But we start the trends. It's on social media. It's in if you listen to a commercial, they got hip hop music. They got everything that we start. Then they capitalize on it. All we got to do is just start thinking about turning within. Looking at the businesses, looking how to mobilize and create different opportunities, whether it be small communities or the larger group at whole, domestically and internationally. Because the same thing that's happening here, we see now the continent of Africa. These young brothers are taking over these countries, and they say no more of these people coming here, taking over and utilizing all our natural minerals, and then we left with crumbs, and we're still back into situations where we don't have anything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Where just think of leading up to that election last year in November, all the rhetoric that was out there. Everybody heard about that Project 2025, and there was a lot of denials from the particular group that just took over. That they didn't know anything about it. So in real life, right now, that Project 2025 that was crafted by groups of people that do not look like us. And basically, what they're doing is they're shutting the doors on progress that had been made over the last 75 years in this country, America, for people of color. And like you said, they could change the names of affirmative action, DEI. At the end of the day, when you look into the statistics, you will see, as you stated, there's other groups that are actually taking full advantage of these taxpayer funded initiatives that actually benefit their groups. And for us, we got to stop, just like the Africans are doing. Here in America, those of us that fall under this banner of African American, we need to work within, create our own, and we are involved in all aspects of American life, business and industry. We're in all of them. The ones that we dominate, we need to become owners. That's the key. You know what I'm saying? Fashion, entertainment, and sports. Of course, technology, we're a small number, but we're in technology. But if we actually came together and took more of an ownership role in these industries that we dominate and start seeing the nepotism that exists within in all aspects of work. Anybody out there, wherever you work at, if you work for an independent individual business owner, he or she more than likely has his or her family involved in that business. And when it's time to turn that business over to the next person to take over, it's a family member. We appear to be the only group that somehow, some way do not do that, and I don't get it. If you take the NBA, which has been predominantly a star-driven league with black players, we've had two. I'm sorry, Bob Johnson, the former, founder of BET. He was the first black majority owner of an NBA franchise, and then they gave him a expansion team, right, which was the Charlotte Bobcats, and then Michael Jordan came in and became the Charlotte Hornets. That team, Michael Jordan sold his majority interest. He's still an owner. He's no longer just a majority owner. But he should have found a group, right, of people of color and sold it to them.
Right.
He gave that back to the dominant group.
Right. Exactly.
And those are things, I mean, the revenue base in basketball and football is ridiculous. Right? So you just think about if you own a team. You know, we spoke of Jerry Jones one time with the Dallas Cowboys, which is a entity, very, very valuable. We got to learn to buy and sell within our own group and take control. We're only 15% of the U.S. population, right? We spoke of the East Indians. Of course, we know Latin America is a conglomerate of a bunch of different Hispanic groups. Every other group besides us literally works together.
That's right.
Right? I don't understand it. I know we could talk about it. There's been other groups that speak of it. But we need to encourage our youngsters and teach them the power of truly working together. You know what I'm saying? The things we're talking about now, we may not see the true benefits for 25 years if we start now and do it properly.
Yeah.
You know, we're always talking about the food supply. You can grow your own food. You can create a mini farm in your community. You know what I'm saying? These are the things like a mastermind group. Every person should have a group within your circle where you have a mastermind group that comes up with ideas that your group basically invest in and see that thing become an actual business to fruition. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Them are the ideas that I know I like to discuss. We should be more solution oriented. What this president currently is doing, he's not going to be in forever. This is the opportunity under this guy to come together.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? To take control.
I think I was just talking yesterday about the NBA. You know, almost 80% black, right? We all know who they're going to see. They know who they want to be entertained by. But now, if you look at the NFL, you look at the NBA, we're seeing more and more brothers on both arenas, you know, from the continent of Africa.
Yes.
Right? They even have, for the NBA, they got NBA Africa. What I would like to see, probably maybe never happen, but just think about this. The continent of Africa, brothers here in America, creating their own professional league on the continent of Africa. They don't have to travel outside of the continent. From South Africa all the way up to Egypt, right? And from the left, from the west to the east, from the north to the south. That would crush this empire called the NBA. Because think about it, we're talking about over 1 billion people.
Yeah.
Right? Over 1 billion people. And you're seeing more and more brothers and sisters, you know, playing on the professional level of sports here in America. But there's enough African billionaires.
Yeah.
We got brothers and sisters running countries.
Yeah.
Right? They are influenced by brothers and sisters here playing American sports. That would be an easy transition. Your LeBron Jameses, your Michael Jordans. These younger brothers, I just seen Joel Embiid. He got 3 years, and he may have to have another surgery. He got 3 years left on his contract, and regardless of what happens, he's guaranteed another 200 million. 200 million. So they said since he's been in the NBA, right? Because he came into the NBA hurt.
Yeah.
He's played 460 games, and he's missed 440 games, right? So after his 200 million, he would have made a $500 million
Wow.
playing basketball
Ball. Yeah.
and not playing for a long. Like for instance, Steph Curry has played. Yesterday was his 1,000th game
Game. Okay.
played, and he's, don't get me wrong, he's been hurt,
Mm-hmm.
like they are. I mean, this just a part of the nature of the business, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get hurt,
Yeah.
you know. But this gentleman has missed half of the games that he's played, but he's gonna make over $500 million, you know. And he's African,
Right.
right? He's African.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ideas that, you know, outside of us just doing something here where we can have a global presence,
Mm-hmm.
you know, on things as well. But if we don't, we're gonna be, they want to eliminate us.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we don't come together and support each other,
Yeah.
again, I say it all the time, I'm gonna say it again. Dr. John Henry Clark, one of the best scholars to ever walk this planet, said we don't have no friends. The friends that we have look like you and I. And we need to turn into each other, okay, and start, first of all, loving us. Love you. Love who you are. That's so very vital and important to your existence. Loving who you are. Everybody wants to look like us. Full lips, the thick thighs, okay, the high cheekbones. Everything that makes up our anatomy, somebody else has been looking at that, trying to carve out something that is fake to implement looking like a person of color. Think about that. You could look at the East Indian, their DNA is not like ours. You could look at some of the different Latinos, if they're not from certain countries, their DNA is not like ours. We know about the European, their DNA is not like ours. Everyone wants to look like this black, African, melanated person on the planet, and we're worrying about if he's darker than me, if he's lighter than me, he has this, she has that. Look within. You look at your families. We look at our kids. We look at our relatives. We look at our friendships. We look at the people that come across our path. Somebody has something that we could come together, like you said, create that small community and watch and see how it grow. Look at the sister on TikTok with the colleges,
Yeah.
right?
Tell me
She
about
did
that.
she did that in 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days. Now she has all these different professors from all over the country offering accredited courses online that quick.
Yeah.
So we can't say it can't happen. Look at the Brother for fan base. Look what he's doing. Can't say it's not happening. Isaac Hayes' son. If
Mm-hmm.
you're not aware, go for look up fan base. Black owned, black created, and you can even invest in it and have part ownership. So there's things out here that are happening. We just need to share it with each other. And like Brother Phil said, there's certain things that we can do within our little small communities to make a big change and to basically say to our children, our grandkids, look and see what we've done. Okay, now you got the blueprint. The blueprint is right in front of us.
Yeah. If you are interested in creating, like I said, a mastermind group, which is just a group of thinkers with ideas. And all of us have friends that love to communicate and engage in healthy conversation with another. The biggest thing that we have is, it's just strange, but for some reason there's a majority of us that don't appear to like to bring other people up with us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know what it is. I see it. I don't know. Where you're working. I know
Mm-hmm.
you got a minority group of us that do what you do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
I've witnessed where I work a group of Indian gentlemen that work with me. New guys are coming in the door every couple of months
Mm-hmm.
that are from their community, right? I've been where I'm at for about 14 years. I helped one gentleman come on, a good friend of mine. I wish there were some younger gentlemen that would love to become electricians. I would do all I can
Mm-hmm.
to put them in the business. But witnessing the other groups and how they do it, we seem to have an aversion to that. I'm not truly getting it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And just like if we're speaking on the sports level, back to what I said about Michael Jordan. You know, you played the game. That game made you rich, wealthy beyond your measure. The support is global and is universal, but remember the community you come from,
Mm-hmm.
right? Me and you, I would consider us to be like hoop head types. We played ball too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Basketball, when you're coming up in the Northeast, it's almost like a religion. You know,
Mm-hmm.
most of the young fellas, the first thing you learn how to do is go out on their court, shoot and dribble that rock,
That's right.
right? And then we make our little reputation if you're really into the game, knocking off, you know, who's supposed to be who.
Mm-hmm.
Not our era, it wasn't about money. You
Right.
just it was bragging rights.
That's right.
Walking around with a ball, didn't matter what court I went on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming here to take some names,
That's right.
right? You're gonna take L's, you're gonna get W's, but a real ball player, you're gonna keep coming back.
That's right.
Now it turned into a multi-billion-dollar entity from us.
Mm-hmm.
For Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
that sneaker. Those of us that remember the Starter jackets,
Mm-hmm.
right? Starter was a company that was before Nike. Nike was out there,
Right.
but those that remember the era, it was that jacket. Those
Mm-hmm.
were prized possessions.
Mm-hmm.
That company made millions and millions of dollars, right? Just through marketing a product. It was the jacket. If you ask anybody about Starter, you know about the jacket,
Yeah.
right? They didn't say nothing about no sneaker, no hat, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for Jordan, back to the ball star, he played for the Chicago Bulls, right? If you play for a particular organization to a given city, you kind of become a product of that city.
Mm-hmm.
You're a representative for life. Michael Jordan was born in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, they say he was actually born in
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn, New York,
yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
born there, raised in North Carolina.
Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, he's a Chicago Bull, Chicagoan for life. The
Mm-hmm.
people in Chicago rep Jordan large,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're a New Yorker, it's going to be Clyde Frazier.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Willis Reed,
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Ewing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now you got this young kid Brunson, but
Mm-hmm.
technically you are identified with the team that you played your greatest years with.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan has the not type of influence. I think I discussed this before, but this is just me, right? Imagine Chicago with all the problems they got in the inner city. All them young men still, I'm assuming, gang banging. You got lives being lost over nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Picture that man saying, I'm going to go to the United Center. I'm doing a forum or a seminar. I'm calling in all the brothers from the streets. They're going to cost you a nickel. I just want y'all to sit in here. I'm bringing in, this man can bring, Obama represents Chicago. So you get a former president and his beautiful wife.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine all the other affiliates that man can have sit down
Mm-hmm.
to have a conversation with them young men
That's right.
about how we're supposed to carry ourselves, represent ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Cost no money,
Mm-hmm.
just to say, come on in.
That's right.
Now, if you got a United Center full of, I don't know how many people it seats, but let's just say 25K.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be 25,000 waiting outside. They want to get in there.
Oh yeah.
And all we have to do is capture the attention of those young men that look like us and tell them we're going to be here to
Mm-hmm.
support you all in changing the whole community. The money he makes off of Nike, the sneakers that cats represent, you know, we're from another era where for us, I don't think we were coming up with a sneaker there in our era that was someone's name on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't no signature shoe.
Mm-hmm.
The Clyde was more for sportiness, not really hooping it.
Right. Right.
But that sneaker, the cats out here know all the young boys, J's, the latest model, blah, blah, blah. The sneaker game was created by the brothers,
That's right.
right? Now you've got Adidas, you've got Under Armour, and the names go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
That whole sneaker culture was birthed from people of color.
That's right.
But how much of that revenue is coming back to us?
Now, crumbs.
Crazy, right? Hip hop. I remember that starting up in the Northeast
Mm-hmm.
back in the mid to late 70s. You know what I'm saying? It was the disco era. So the young brothers in the city,
Mm-hmm.
they say it started in the Bronx, but it doesn't matter. It was in New York City. We know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That is a multi-billion, probably trillions by now, industry
That's right.
that we should control and own every aspect of it, right? So we are super creative people, like Brother Amir said. There's so much intellectual property that we don't capitalize on because we're not taught about it.
Mm-hmm.
We need to take all that back.
That's right.
Because as he just said, if you watching what's going on with DEI, they're trying to erase us.
That's right.
We got a whole continent that we share blood ties with. We may not know which particular country in Africa we are from, But if you got this brown skin,
Mhm.
somewhere in your family's from there. We need to reconnect with that continent, as this brother said, create our own leagues. There's this brother in America, it's my man, Brian Allen,
Mhm.
right? He's a media mogul.
Yeah.
Those that get into researching. He can't get in here in America. He owns a whole lot of small
Right.
networks.
Right.
But picture him being able to go global,
Mhm.
tie in with them brothers over in Africa.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're missing a whole lot of revenue and ability to enrich our own. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, brother Phil, till next time, like, follow, share. Peace out.
Peace, y'all.